Body, in the midst of all this stuff that's happening, it makes all of us reflect. And I've been reflecting too. I've been reflecting on a bunch of things that I don't really talk about because the truth is, a lot of us black folks, when we experience things, we're so used to it, we move on. We don't make a big deal out of it. But now that I'm done, I'm starting to have my little recollections and flashbacks. So let me tell you about physicians and racism. In my 30-some years of medicine, I think I was trying to think. I have had exactly one white physician ever mention anything about the racism that surrounded us. One. And he knows who he is. For the most part, the doctors are the types that just kind of ignore shit. They do. They try to ignore it. A bunch of them are bigots, and they don't even realize, like a lot of people, their own bigotry. So they do that every day. In fact, Kaiser, as part of their program on diversity, had me explain racism in medicine, and I have a website, unequaltreatment.com. Unequaltreatment.com that talks all about the studies that were done that documented racism in medicine. Kaiser knew that because of racism in medicine, they were going to be singled out because they had the electronic medical record that was the most robust. And it was because of the electronic medical record that they were able to track racism. In other words, once they started the electronic medical record, they could put into the computer a doctor's name and his patients and assort the patients by race. That's when they discovered that they weren't getting the same referrals for cardiology. They weren't getting the same referrals. They were dying more from diabetes. And now they had pure documentation because the electronic medical record and billing made it very obvious to what physicians were doing, because you could essentially put that into the computer and tell a doctor, wow, you're screening your white folks at a 90-something% clip, but your Latinos, you're doing it at a 60-something% clip. Kaiser had me explain that to the doctors, okay? And I have the video because they didn't know what to do with the video, so they gave it to me. Okay? I was on the diversity committee, and they put me on there with the most gringo Latino female they could find in the whole medical center. And you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I made all the waves. So I want you to understand, physicians in general are sheep. What's happening now to all those young physicians out there who are training in the midst of all this COVID-19 pandemic, they're having experience very much akin to what I had at LA County Hospital. They are being confronted in their face with the racial inequities that are happening. See, when you train, if you trained at a county hospital, you saw racism at its biggest. So if you have nothing to say, you are one of those people who have nothing to say. That's like when they talk about the cops. They say it's just a few bad apples. Well, okay, maybe 15, 25% want to actually hurt people. And then you got another 60% who just go along with it. See? Same thing. Doctors too. A bunch of them don't want to discuss race, okay? One of my doctor friends actually was with me one time walking around the hospital when security guard asked me why didn't I have my badge. The doctor who was walking with me, who was white, did not have his badge. I gave that security hell. I told him, not only do I not have my badge, what are you going to do about it, you would-be cop? What you going to do? You want to lose your job? How come you didn't ask him about his badge? Because he's white? That same doctor, to this day, has never mentioned that incident. Not once. Dante is the one who said, the hottest places in hell are reserved for those who, in the midst of a great moral crisis, maintain their neutrality. I see the young doctors doing it Where are the old doctors? They don't say shit because they're a bunch of sheep. And they know it, and I've been telling it to their face for 30 years. So let's hear from the doctors out there. Let's hear from the Academy of Pediatrics with their do-nothing shit. Let's hear from the American Medical Association, those good old boys. Why don't you fucking do something? This is why I don't belong to any of those organizations, because I didn't want to belong. Even then, I was like, fuck you. And today, I still say, fuck you. And if Kaiser wants to say that I'm a disgruntled employee, ask him how many head of department jobs they offered me. Ask him how many merit raises I got. I got merit raises so long that I thought you just got merit raises. So I'm not a disgruntled employee. They put me on every committee they could find. I got more letters than anyone else in that damn department. Pull it. Pull it. No. I'm challenging medicine because medicine needs to be challenged. Once you get done with the police and those infrastructures, turn your eyes to medicine. And meanwhile, go to unequaltreatment.com. Blessings.